Why male models?
You serious? I just told you that a moment ago.
Right.
Number 10. Chris Pratt fumbles the orb. Guardians of the Galaxy. The MCU is full of terrific casting, but Chris Pratt in the role of Star-Lord is particularly inspired.
See, that's exactly why none of you have any friends. 5 seconds after you meet somebody, you're already trying to kill them.
And as in Parks and Recreation, Pratt's improvisation and blunders only add to his character. In a scene involving the Collector, Star-Lord fumbles the orb and drops it on the ground. According to James Gunn in the audio commentary, this was a complete accident, as Chris Pratt actually fumbled the prop. But rather than laughing, Pratt decided to pick it up and play it off, and Gunn loved it so much that he kept it in the movie. It was a happy accident, and a perfect example of Star-Lord's lovably goofball nature.
There's a little pee coming out of me right now.
Number 9. Al Pacino trips over a garbage can. Scent of a Woman. Al Pacino won an Academy Award for his role as the blind Frank Slade, a retired and irritable lieutenant colonel.
I'm tired, Charlie. I'm tired.
Pacino undertook meticulous research for the role, which included meeting with members of New York's Associated Blind. He also met with the Lighthouse Guild, who taught him techniques that blind people use to perform everyday tasks. In order to simulate his character's blindness, Pacino never allowed his eyes to focus. Because of this, he accidentally ran into a garbage can while filming on the street.
Colonel? Shit, right? How are you doing?
The actor stayed in character and the blooper was kept in the movie, adding to the realism of his performance.
What are you doing? What is you stand up? Come on. I'm tired, Charlie.
Number 8. Jim Carrey Asks for a Line. Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. This movie didn't do super well at the box office, but most people will agree that Jim Carrey made for a great Count Olaf. When meeting the Baudelaire children, Olaf asks Klaus to repeat himself so he can give a more appropriate reaction to their parents' deaths.
Wait, let me do that one more time. Give me the line again.
But legend has it that Carrey had actually wanted to do another take and was asking the script supervisor to give him the line again. Carrey can even be seen gesturing off camera with his left hand, presumably towards the script supervisor.
Oh, yes.
Through a clever bit of editing, the filmmakers were able to work it into the movie and make it seem like just another one of Olaf's eccentricities.
I will raise these orphans as if they were actually wanted.
Number 7. Aaron Rule breaks the Tupperware. Napoleon Dynamite.
You see, this ain't your run-of-the-mill crapperware. These are some serious Newpont fiber woven bowls.
One of the funniest scenes in Napoleon Dynamite sees Kip driving over a Tupperware bowl, shattering it, and driving away in utter defeat. This is another example of a real-life gaffe making the scene even funnier than it was envisioned. The original plan was to have the Tupperware slightly deform and reshape itself, but it ended up exploding with a satisfying pop.
Dang it.
Not wanting to waste a fantastic opportunity, actor Aaron Rule decided to improvise Kip's disappointment and drove out of the shot. It is infinitely funnier than what was planned, and it proves that the comedy gods were smiling upon the Napoleon Dynamite filmmakers that day.
So, how does the dealio sound to you?
Number 6. Tom Felton is surprised Goyle can read. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. In order to access the Slytherin common room and suss out information from Malfoy, Harry and Ron decide to drink Polyjuice Potion and disguise themselves as Crabbe and Goyle. Unfortunately, Harry forgets to take off his glasses, leading Malfoy to question why Goyle is wearing them. When Harry explains that he was reading, Malfoy offhandedly remarks that he didn't know Goyle could read.
Why are you wearing glasses?
Reading.
Reading? I didn't know you could read.
This line was completely improvised by Tom Felton, who supposedly forgot his actual response. Jason Isaacs, who plays Felton's fictional father Lucius, claims that improvisation was welcomed on set, and that it often led to many great interactions.
They're an embarrassment to the wizarding world. All of them.
Number 5. Matt Dillon takes a tumble. The Outsiders. The Outsiders is a pretty heavy story, but it is punctuated with moments of levity. This is one of those moments. While putting the moves on Cherry, Dallas accidentally falls out of his chair and is laughed at by both Ponyboy and Cherry.
Are you real?
It works wonderfully within the context of the scene, and it was also a total freak accident. Matt Dillon actually fell out of his chair, and the laughs from C. Thomas Howell and Diane Lane were genuine. In fact, you can totally see Howell glance off camera towards the crew, presumably expecting the director to cut. Luckily, they decided to keep rolling, and Lane can be seen trying to contain her laughter as Dillon continues as planned.
How can I find out if this is your real red hair?
Number 4. Ben Stiller just doesn't get it. Zoolander. It seems like Tom Felton took a page out of Ben Stiller's book. Whenever you forget your line, just make up something funny. When Derek Zoolander asks David Duchovny's J.P. Pruitt why male models are being used as assassins, Pruitt embarks on a long and detailed explanation.
So why male models?
It seems like Zoolander is understanding perfectly. That is, until Pruitt finishes his explanation and Zoolander asks the exact same question.
But why male models?
Stiller had actually forgotten his next line and decided to just ask the question again. Duchovny rolled with Stiller's ad-lib and improvised his own response to Zoolander's dim-witted question.
You serious? I just told you that a moment ago.
Right.
Number 3. Benicio del Toro lets one rip. The Usual Suspects. Farting plus a long day of shooting equals unstoppable giggles.
All right, you all know the drill. When your number is called, step forward and repeat the phrase you've been given.
The famous lineup sequence from The Usual Suspects was supposed to be serious and dramatic. But Benicio del Toro kept farting and cracking everyone up. According to Kevin Pollak on the special edition DVD, Del Toro had been farting for 12 straight takes, and the actors were getting giddy.
Number 3, step forward.
This reportedly infuriated director Bryan Singer, who was trying to film the sequence properly. He'd lost all control of his actors and decided to just cut the scene in a humorous fashion by using a combination of the funniest takes. The result was comedy gold.
Hand me the keys, you cocksucker.
In English, please.
Excuse me.
Number 2. Stormtrooper Bonks His Head. Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope. Well, it doesn't get much more iconic than the head-bonking Stormtrooper. The identity of the Stormtrooper remains disputed, although it is believed to be either Laurie Good or Michael Leader.
Take over. CD.
Either way, the blooper has become a famous piece of movie history, and while it was initially overlooked, George Lucas has since acknowledged the gaffe in many ways. In Attack of the Clones, Jango Fett bumps his head on a clearance door in homage to the Stormtrooper, and in the 2004 re-release, the bonking was given an audible sound effect.
Take over. CD hit.
Apparently, actors hitting their heads is quite common, as Gandalf hitting the wall in Bilbo's Hobbit hole was also unscripted.
Oh!
When I saw the title of this list, I was kind of wondering if the "I'm walking here" scene from Midnight Cowboy would be on because, according to Dustin Hoffman, it was not originally planned. But of course, it's not really an actor mistake. He just made the best of almost being hit by a taxi. Anyway, let's check out a few honorable mentions, and then we'll see possibly the greatest actor mistake that was left in the movie. A flustered Leo calls the couch a bed. Titanic.
Overrun. The bed. The couch.
Cleavon Little can't keep a straight face. Blazing Saddles.
These are people of the land. The common clay of the New West. You know. Morons.
George C. Scott trips in one of cinema's funniest falls. Dr. Strangelove.
It's an obvious comic trick, Mr. President. We're wasting valuable time. Look at the big boy. They're getting ready to clobber us.
Ludacris can't contain his laughter. Or his drink. Fast and Furious 6.
Hey, Mia, you better hide your baby oil. I'm just playing.
You better hide that big-ass forehead.
I was just joking. Whatever. Definitely not that funny.
Paris Themin defies instructions not to step in front of Gene Wilder. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Explanation.
Number 1. Leonardo DiCaprio slices his hand open. Django Unchained. If there's one on-screen mistake more famous than the Stormtrooper bonking his head, it's Leonardo DiCaprio's accident in Django Unchained. While filming the dinner table confrontation, DiCaprio accidentally slammed his hand into stemmed glassware and sliced it open.
Hey! Lay your palm flat on that tabletop! If you lift those palms off that turtle shell tabletop, Mr. Pooch is gonna let loose with both barrels that sawed off.
Ever the professional, DiCaprio didn't even flinch and continued the scene as planned. It wasn't until later that he looked down at his hand to assess the damage and saw it covered in blood.
Mr. Mogi, would you be so kind as to collect the pistol hanging off these boys' hips here?
After the scene cut, DiCaprio reportedly received a standing ovation by the cast and crew. It was also he who had the idea of smearing blood on Broomhilda's face, although fake blood was used for the sequence.
What's it gonna be, Doc? Huh?
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.